welcome to the Heirloom Library. And I hope you're getting yourself comfortable. Sit down, join me, maybe have a cup of tea on this rainy afternoon on Memorial Day. So I thought I would choose actually a book about celebrating the men and women who fought in well, unfortunately, so many of the wars. But this time I'm going to talk and spend a little bit more time on World War II. This is a book by Tom Brokaw, and it's called The Greatest Generation. And he wrote this in 1998. And this actually speaks to me about the men and women in World War II, which was more my generation. And so I'd like to read a few excerpts and then maybe talk a little bit about some of my memories. Actually, I think I'm going to do a reading from the cover, because that's really got a nice synopsis of how he felt the people who fought the war were. At a time in their lives when their days and nights should have been filled with innocent adventure, love, and the lessons of the workday world, they were fighting in the most primitive conditions possible across the bloody landscape of France, Belgium, Italy, Austria, and the Coral Islands of the Pacific. They answered the call to save the world from two most powerful and ruthless military machines ever assembled, instruments of conquest in the hands of fascist maniacs. They faced great odds and a late start, but they did not protest. They succeeded on every front. They won the war, they saved the world, and then they came home to joyous and short-lived celebrations and immediately began the task of rebuilding their lives and the world that they wanted. They married in record numbers and gave birth to another distinctive generation, the baby boomers, which of course I'm part of. A grateful nation made it possible for more of them to attend college than any society had ever educated anywhere. They gave the world new science, literature, art, industry, and economic strength, unparalleled in the long curve of history. And of course, at this time, as they now reach the twilight of their adventurous and productive lives, they remain, for the most part, exceptionally modest. They have so many stories to tell, stories that in many cases they have never told before, because in a deep sense they didn't think that what they were doing was that special, because everybody else was doing it too. And you know, that is true. I obviously was in the baby boomer generation, and well, I knew that several of my friends, their fathers fought in World War II. It just was never, for some reason, a real part of our lives. It was just, yeah, you know, of course he did or she did do something. And for my own part, my father didn't actually fight in the war. He was in a civilian post where he garnered supplies and that kind of thing for the military. Again, you know, not talking about what they did. He didn't talk even a lot about what he did. So I'm not sure exactly where he was and how he went about this and what kind of supplies he got. I do know that he was part of the Manhattan Project, and he was, for a while anyway, in Tennessee. And that that was a very serious and you couldn't talk about what you did there, And then my mother, she was, I know she was the secretary for, I don't know what rank he had, but for a commander somewhere in Syracuse at a military base. So I think everybody, really did a lot, did what they could for to keep the home front going, as well as the men out fighting. So I thought that would be kind of an interesting thing to share with you. And if you have a chance, I would certainly recommend this book. It actually, he interviews just quite a number of men and women that fought in the war, or maybe stayed home and had some kind of a position there. But really a very interesting, compilation of their personal histories. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this short little installment here. We again, it's so rainy and dark that I thought I would do kind of a shorter visit for today. But thanks for joining me, and I hope you will join me for our other expeditions into the library.